Yeah, I had to type in blinking sound effect for that one. No, actually, I've never tried to audition to Hololive. That's... I want to say this, chat. I thought about it one time, because a lot of my friends are... I mean, a bunch of my friends are everywhere, to be honest, but my closest friends just happen to be in Holo. But they were like, oh, have you considered joining Holo? I was like, no. Like, you should. I'm like, no. I think Hololive is great. I'm just not Hololive material. You know what I mean? Hololive seems like... No, bro, it's not even the work. It's like... It's the vibe. You know what I mean? I'm not the vibe. It's the vibes. There's like a level of like energy that you must bring. And I feel like my energy is very all over the place. Like, I know people are like, oh, but a lot of Hololive talents are so chaotic, blah, blah, blah. I don't mean like chaotic. I mean like organized. A lot of Hololive members are very organized and very like, well, structured, right? They're kind of like structured and everything. I can do that, but I don't think I'll be the happiest if I had to do that. I don't like having to be like, oh, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll plan this and I'll plan that and then expect a specific type of audience, and I don't think I'll make the audience happy. You know what I mean? It's a different one. I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just, for me, one fits me better than the other. While maybe for other people, other things might fit better. Vshojo... With Vshojo, it's like, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. It's very messy, though. I'm not gonna, like... Corpo exists... Dude, you don't know this. Corpo is very well organized, though. Like, there's a structure. When you tune into a Hololive stream, there is a structure and something to expect. You know what I mean? It's like, the vibes. The vibes is very hollow. Like, Hololive, right? It's not a bad vibe, but it has a flow. Whereas, like, how I stream is I go live, I do whatever the fuck I want, I watch videos, I yap nonstop, I say whatever I want, and then I play games, and then I go to bed, and that's like 10 hours. So, it's true, Kobo and Bibo appear completely chaotic, but they still have a format to their work. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. You know how many projects those two have done? Your most chaotic VTuber in Hololive, they have so many song covers. They have so many concerts, 3Ds.
Just being able to pull people like Heavenly or Mano into chat randomly is probably not doable in Hololive.
I can't say anything about that aspect, because it also could be a preference thing. I'm not from Hololive, and the only experience I know about Hololive is I know the people there, and the people there are very, very sweet. So I don't really know if they have specific rules, but... Like, you know how much effort it takes to plan a concert, to plan 3Ds, to plan events? That's a lot of effort. I'm gonna be real with you. From my end, if I want to do something, I tell Maiko. Not even a joke. I would tell Maiko and I'm like, Maiko, I have an idea. And then he's like, what's your idea? And then I tell him my idea. And then he thinks about how we could do that. And then I talk to Maiko every week. So I'm like, oh... So, this is my idea. How do I do it? And then he would give me ideas, and then he works on the base, and then I build it up. So, I have something to work with already. Michael's like, let me contact this, let me ask that, let me do this. You know? Whereas, I don't know about Holo, but in a corpo that once upon a time I may know very well, that isn't very doable. It's kind of like, if you have a plan... You're like Maiko. If I had a Maiko there, their job is to check if you're gonna get into a lawsuit or not. And aside from that, it's up to you. Like copyright infringements or stuff like that. You know, it's like, hey, I want to cover the song. Can I? And it's like, oh, let me check if we have like the okay. And that's not bad. People say that's bad, but that's actually really, really good. That's one thing that I asked Maiko to help me do too. Because imagine, you know how much effort it takes to put into a song cover? You have to spend time, money, energy on the background sound, the singing, the editing, tuning, mixing, everything. And then if you make a music video, there's that too. And that's a lot of money. And if, let's say, you post it, and then the creator gets pissed at you, and then you have to take it down? Oh, bro. all the money down the drain, you know what I mean? There's no safety in that. So I told Michael that if it's possible, can he help me like check rights for big project songs and stuff like that? Because it is very good. That's like a very good legal practice. Some artists aren't very okay with cover songs, you know? And some artists are just like, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, who cares? Just like, there are different boundaries. Some artists are like, do whatever you want. Some artists are like, you can cover it, just don't change the lyrics. Some people are like, please don't put obscene lyrics on my musical. And some are like, don't cover it at all, right? There's like different levels. So it's really good to contact them beforehand. So it's kind of something like that, but I feel like Hololive is great. Just, I would struggle a lot in there. I feel like I'm okay with being restricted, but if I could do it all over again, I'd choose the option less restricted. You know what I mean? Because I've had the taste. People that has never had the taste of the Corpo life, they're like, oh, Corpo, great. But you just don't know, bro. You be not knowing, okay? Every plus has a minus. Same like Vshojo. Vshojo is great. But we have our very weak weaknesses. Our weaknesses kind of suck ass. So if you choose to like super focus on everything we lack, nothing is ever gonna be good enough. So sometimes does the good outweigh the bad? In my opinion, yes. But maybe for some people, no. Like, it's not worth it. They want this. The thing that we can't provide, they want it. So, I refuse to believe Vshojo has any minuses. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I know I'm a Vshojo member, so I don't want to, like... I don't mean to talk shit. But Vshojo definitely have minuses, you know? Like, I'm gonna be real. I don't want to lie and be like, hey guys, this is perfect, flawless. And there's always gonna be shit every time. Like, I keep saying this. Vshojo is so free. Because they're so free, it is genuinely chaotic sometimes. For a person, being chaotic is funny. But if you want to run a business or like going through life, you know, you can't always be chaotic. Like, I like to be like brain off, be dumb, enjoy life, have fun. But bro, if I need to do my taxes, I gotta lock in. I'm not gonna be like, hee, I'm gonna doodle a heart on my tax papers. Fuck no! I'm gonna give you the right numbers to the dots. Because that's just what has to happen. So sometimes you need to have strictness. It's how to balance, you know, being playful and being serious. So sometimes when it comes to an organization, if it's too chaotic and too free, the lack of rules and boundaries and structure can feel like it's confusing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the fuck is going on? You know, where is this going and what's going on? That thing can cause some confusion, but it's because there's a lack of boundary in that sense. Like, there's not a lot of foundation in being strict because it's so free. But then if you reverse it, a company that is very strict and it has rules and all that stuff, the minus is some people may feel restricted and like, where's the freedom? I can't do anything around here. Oh, in these parts of towns, I can't do nothing at all. So, you can't win. Just pick the one you like the most. And if you're like, that sounds like hell, then just go indie. But even then, with indie, you'll be like, oh, I need help doing this. How do I get it? I need help doing that. How do I get it? And you don't get involved in project stuff. You kinda just have to promote yourself. You gotta do it yourself, right? So everything has a plus and minus. Some people are like, oh, indie work is overwhelming. There's too many things going on. What am I doing? And then you're overwhelmed. So there's a lot of stuff that you gotta juggle. A lot of shit to... My best advice is choose one thing. Choose one thing that is like utmost, or like 3 things. Top 3 things that are like, this is what you want. Everything else, you weigh again. But as long as they have these top 3 things, that's a win. For me, I want safety, stability, and... That's it. That's kind of it, bruh. I just want to feel safe and I want it to be stable. I don't really need much. Like, if let's say one day Vshojo starts regulating shit, okay, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. I feel like I don't say anything too bad. You know what I mean? I know I get unhinged and stuff, but I don't make comments that would titter around. I think some topics are very interesting to talk about. Because some people, they don't know these things. You know what I mean? Like, some people, if you're not a VTuber, and especially if you've never experienced Corpo life, this shit is like, it's different. Because from your perspective, all you see is the end product. But there's so much that goes on behind the scene to provide this end product. And in our line of work chat, the end product need to seem seamless. Like, natural. It's not. It's really not. But how am I supposed to hint the other? Oh, you don't have to hint anything. I mean, if you know, you know, aware. If you don't, that's fine. I've only ever streamed for a couple of months, but you see, I'm made up of multiple people. Something Lord dropped something. I have experienced something. Clappy! I don't do anything bad. I don't do anything revolutionary, and I don't really have a statement. I just stream, bruh. So if, let's say, Vshojo becomes more strict, I can do it. It's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Okay, I can do that. As long as it's stable and safe. That's all I asks. So as long as it's still that, I think it's still good in my eyes. Like, creative freedom is not really... I don't hold it in, like, a super big importance, but if you give it to me, I'll appreciate it. One of those things. Like, the last touches. You know, if you give me creative freedom, I will appreciate it. But if you don't, I'll manage. I'm not gonna suffer from that. When you start... Here's one thing. When you start with, like, Corpo... it depends on who you are, to be honest, but... you learn to not care about too many things. You know? And if you still do... you suffering. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. It's a bliss. You don't have to not care about everything. You only care about what is utmost important. The more you give a shit, the more shit you take. So don't give too much of a shit. Vshojo doesn't take any cut from Twitch subs? No. Vshojo doesn't take any cuts from anything streaming related. So, bits, donations, subs, nothing. Yeah, and revenue? Nothing. Vshojo doesn't take money from our ad revenue, bits, basically anything on stream right now. Nothing. The only thing Vshojo does take, and I think I can say this because other member has said it, is from merch cut and sponsors. And even then, I don't think it's that much, in my opinion. I can't tell you how much, but I don't think it's that much. I think it's quite fair, closely leaning to slightly unfair for Vshojo, TBH, but overall, as a talent, fair. If I was Vshojo, I'd be like, oh, the hell. A little bit. I'd be like, oh. But Vshojo has this mentality where they don't take money from our viewers. Because that's fucked. But I was okay with it. I told them I was okay with it, but they were like, Michi! Literally, I was like, bro, Vshojo does so much for me. So I was like, I'm okay if you take a cut from my income. And they're like, Michi! Don't say that! You gotta these motherfuckers you gotta value yourself, okay? These people want to give you... They want to support you by giving you their money. And they want to support you. So it's different. And I was like, but I think they want to support you too. And they're like, no! It's different! And I was like, oh. I'm never gonna say no to money, but... Oh god, that's a curse word to them. Yeah, every time I say shit like that, they're like, value yourself! So, I don't know. I feel like I valued myself a lot. To the point that I think I've become a narcissist right now. You know? Sometimes I'm like, am I a narcissist, chat? Because I'm like, oh, I think I deserve this. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll just sit here in the corner and think about life. So I don't say anything. I don't ask for anything, so Michael asks for it on my behalf. Did you know that? Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want to do this. Oh, I don't know though. Maybe I'm not like... I don't really fit very well, so maybe not. And Michael would ask on my behalf, and I'm like, it's okay though. And he's like, no, I think you're great. I think you do. Michael's been trying to pitch me to Itoen. Itoen, chat, the company that sponsors the national baseball team of Japan and ANA Airlines. Yeah, the official Japan Airlines. That's the people that they work with. Maiko was like, yo, check this VTuber out, bro. And I was like, Maiko, deadass, you don't have, like, that's impossible. And he's like, never say never. And he's been doing that consistently since I joined. So, sometimes, if fucking Corpo, that's why sometimes I really appreciate them a lot. I don't know. I'm not the most confident, but I feel like my lack of... I'm not insecure. I'm just not very, like... I don't want to demand anything. And then Maiko's like, let me do it for you. But imagine if they say yes.